just did not expect my life to look like this at 30.
Hey guys, so I am recording from my apartment.
Have some more tomatoes, I got some chicken, a lemon, some potatoes.
Hey guys, good morning. Today's Tuesday. This is probably still part of the same vlog. I just wanted to finally get the chance to sit down and kind of explain what the heck is going on. Kind of all the events that's occurred in the last several months. So this year has been eventful to say the least. Starting at the end of last year was the biggest one with me graduating college. A lot of people try and make it seem like it's not a big deal anymore to have a degree, like a bachelor's degree is worth nothing, but to me it's a lot because I almost didn't so many times, but I did that. So yeah, I was extremely proud of myself, and I still am extremely proud of myself, that I graduated college in December. So that was a big one. And then early into the new year, 2023, I am now 30. So that's kind of a new thing. And while it is a reason to celebrate, I was kind of stressed out and really anxious because I just had a lot of feelings of feeling behind, like I'm just not where I should be in life, where my peers are. I was at my parents. I don't have a career still. I'm 30. You know, you have this idea of what 30-year-olds should be doing. And I definitely did. I had an idea of what 30-year-olds should be doing, and I just did not expect my life to look like this at 30. But here I am. I'm 30, no career, no kids, no husband. I'm single. You know, the list goes on. And guess what? I'm alive. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. But it felt like a big deal. It still feels like a big deal sometimes, but you know, we go on. Yeah, so I turned 30. That was going on, feeling very anxious about the future and all of that. And then on top of it, the icing on the cake, I got fired from my previous job. They let me go. They literally told me through text, they don't need me anymore. For those of you who didn't know, I was working as a nanny for a toddler, and they literally told me through text, and that was it. And it was coming from people who claimed that they're a valuable member of their family, and you know, people who claim they have respect for you, and that stung emotionally and then financially, of course. That took a big hit. So I spent my time doing Uber. I don't ever like to be feeling stuck or just, you know, in any kind of turmoil. So I didn't want to hit a financial turmoil. I had bills, you know, bills don't take a break. I had a savings, but I just did not want to tap into it. So I started driving Uber, which was actually not as crazy as it seems. I was embarrassed about it, so I don't tell a lot of people. But I mean, you know, I think it's whatever. Yeah, I was doing Uber, and I still do Uber sometimes when I want to get a little spending money and I don't want to just take out of my own money, because sometimes we just have to be adults about things. I hop in my car, drive Uber, make like 50 to 100 bucks. For the past few months, I've been driving Uber to make money, and I would kind of make it a vibe. Just, I would play my favorite music. I love the Strokes. I'd play the Strokes on Spotify. I'd get myself a nice drink, like a matcha from Starbucks or a boba, and I'd just drive around all over Georgia from either 3 to 8, or from like, it was rare that I did the whole day. I usually started in the afternoon and then finished at night. And then there was a small portion of time where I wanted to start pushing to move out of my parents' house. So I started going all day. And yeah, I was going all day. I was making like 200 a day. Yeah, so that was a thing. That was what happened. If you guys want to know more about my Uber experience, yeah. So I got fired. And then on top of that, I was still having a hard time because my plan was after my bachelor's, after undergrad, I was going to go to grad school. I was going to apply to grad school, but I could not apply to grad school because I couldn't even do the minimum requirements. I needed some shadow work. Oh, and I was pursuing a career in speech therapy. Some of the things that's required, a certain amount of clinical hours, like observed hours. I couldn't get that. Literally, it's either nobody answered or they'd answer and say no. I had one person answer and then she ghosted me after I did one day with her, and then on the second day, she ghosted me. Yeah, so that was like hours that went in the trash for that day. I never heard from her since. Never heard from any other since. I was supposed to go to speech therapy with the family that I was working with. And guys, every single family that I've nannied for a few, have promised to have me come along with them for their speech therapy, and none of them, not one, have fulfilled their promise. So yeah, I was used a lot and I was just over it. So I ended up taking another job it's easier to just call it a personal assistant, even though it extends to the whole family. So I'm like a personal family assistant. I keep the calendar, maintain the schedule, and I was still pushing to get an apartment. So yeah, I got an apartment, which was really great. Honestly, I just didn't expect that I was going to be able to afford an apartment by myself at that. But yeah, I guess I'm lucky enough to have this job that yeah, I can afford an apartment by myself. So I got an apartment. It was everything I dreamed of in the city. It was beautiful. It had wood floors. It had great lighting. It was a corner apartment in a great spot. Lots of stuff nearby, walkable and everything. But, you know, of course, with the theme of 2023, there has to be something, right? Of course, it had some issues. Unfortunately, I guess I just did not do my due diligence. I thought I did. I looked through the reviews. I should have looked through all of them, even if it was tedious, even if it was 6,000 reviews, I should have looked through them. I learned that there's a filtration system with the reviews, so I could have done that. I should have gone for newest, oldest, look for keywords and search through some of the lowest reviews. And I did that, but I guess it just didn't occur to me. I guess I missed something along those lines. Anyways, long story short, I'm moving out. So while my apartment was great, it has roaches, guys. I have an apartment with roaches. The building is dirty. It's an old building, so everyone's saying it's an old building, but I'm lucky to be paying my $1,400 to live there because it's in Midtown. I should be so lucky to be paying my money to live with roaches, but I don't do bugs. I'm not even a nature person at that, but roaches really draw the line. And I was telling my sister, I'd rather see a rat in my apartment. I paid so far 2 months, well, kind of 1.5 months worth of rent, and I did not even move into my place, which really sucks. And this has happened before, so it's kind of discouraging because now that I'm doing extensive review search and all of that, looking through apartments, Atlanta's very small and has very limited options, and a lot of the buildings are terrible. Yeah, my building, and I don't know if I feel comfortable to say the building, but let's just say it's on Peachtree Street. And it's an old building near an old famous landmark that you can't miss. Just a few things. The roaches, the leasing office. Oh, the leasing office, of course, like most buildings. They're just not helpful. They're unresponsive. They don't answer their phones or their emails. I could call and call and call and call, but no, I'd have to make an hour drive to go to the office to get them to listen to me. And I would tell them, I called. If you guys would have answered, you would have just known that I was just trying to get this one question, this one thing resolved. They just kind of look, they just, you know, the nicest word I can think of is idiots, but like that's not a nice word. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, you know, poor service. And they claim they're going through changes, they're going through renovations, they're under new management. I think it is BS. I think it doesn't matter how they rebrand, it's still garbage. Needless to say, I am planning on moving. After I finish filming this video, I'm going to email out my formal, I guess, letter or announcement that I will be ending my lease. I was going to try and find someone to replace myself, but I just don't want to trick anyone into renting a garbage apartment. I'm gonna have to get out of the lease. It's gonna cost me a good bit. Luckily, not that much. I really thought I was gonna have to pay like a year's worth. And if that was the case, I would not have been able to do that. Of course, I would have had to find somebody. But in this case, I just have to give them a 60-day notice and then pay 60 days worth, which is 2 months of rent, and then 1 extra month of rent on top of that. So altogether, it's gonna cost me $3,600 to get out of this, which fine, whatever, that'll be by June 9th. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I feel like I'm handling it as well as I can. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I feel like I've been played. I feel kind of embarrassed and then just kind of exhausted and just unsettled that like I still can't just relax. I've got all my stuff everywhere. It's got, some of my things are there and I don't know what's been like, you know, what the bugs have been just crawling through, and so I have to search through that. And then I've got some things in my mom's house, and I'm in the guest bedroom, and everything's a mess, and I can tell she's just like, when is she gonna leave? Like, you know, and I hate feeling like this. I hate being in positions like this. So